restless soul with a painful secret.
Is anyone there?
Attempts to make contact with the living.
All of a sudden, I heard the piano play by itself.
Is this simply a ghost in distress?
There was a teenager in town who fell off of a water tower. There was lots of different rumors about what had happened.
He didn't fall. He was pushed.
Or an evil entity out for revenge.
We were mortified. We didn't know what to do.
There's something not human in our house.
There was someone in here, Dad! I'm not crazy!
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see
Someone's in my room.
and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. Outside of New Haven lies the quintessential all-American town.
Campbell is a nice little beach town. It has a lot of tourists in the summer, so it gets busy. During the winter, there's not a lot of people, but we have great schools and a very nice little community.
And Macy Sherman is the typical all-American teenager.
We all know each other. We've all grown up together, and we are like a little family. Campbell is my safe haven. It's like nothing ever happens.
But in 2014, the year of her 17th birthday, that all changed.
Mom? Dad? Kelsey, is anyone there?
What a fun morning. Happy birthday, darling.
Hey!
Macy sits down to a birthday celebration with her parents and younger sister.
My family and I were all very close, and I do feel super lucky to be so close to them.
I would describe Macy as my little working girl. She's very ambitious. I'm very proud of her.
Oh, this is so cute. I helped Mom pick it out. Thank you.
Me and Macy are typical sisters. I mean, sometimes we're best friends and sometimes we're enemies, but she's always there for me when I need her. She's a good person.
And this one is from me. Macy is a wonderful child. She's very smart. She's outgoing, adventurous, loves to laugh.
Mom, it's beautiful. Thank you.
The locket has been fitted with photos of Macy and her mother Carrie, both at age 17. Side by side, their resemblance is almost eerie.
I love it. Thank you. Look. Who is that? That's Mom, you dork.
It's me on my 17th birthday.
Wow, you guys could be twins.
Yeah. Macy resembles me when I was her age. She has dark hair, freckles, hazel eyes, same as I do.
I love it. I can't wait to try it out. Nigel's gonna love it. Hey, help me get my stuff, okay?
That night, Macy meets up with friends.
What's going on, guys?
Beach in the woods. Hey, it's the birthday girl! Happy birthday!
Almost legal. Let's drink to that.
All right.
You do too. I have a present for you, but I forgot it. Thanks. What? How could you forget it? Well, I didn't want to lose it out here. What did you put in this?
I don't know.
Forgot the present.
Maybe.
You totally would.
Guys, this is a really cool spot. We've never been here before.
You've never been to the water tower? I thought everybody knew about this place.
So then you've probably never heard the story of the Campbell Water Tower. The real story?
Wasn't it some kid fell off the tower and it was all mysterious?
Like, the police could never figure out what really happened. I learned about what happened at the water tower one night and how there was a boy who tragically died there, and this is the first time that I heard about it.
The tragedy happened nearly 25 years prior, when Macy's parents were in high school.
Well, that's just it. You know, he didn't fall. He was pushed. And they say that his murderer is still running loose around Campbell till this day.
I think I heard something.
Oh, please. You're so nice. You're so dramatic.
Crazy. Shut up. You are a fool. That's why you fail all your quizzes. You're stupid. How do y'all think you do it?
Hey, Mom. Yeah. I said I know, okay? Sorry. Okay, I'm coming. I know. Okay, bye.
Are you okay?
Old school. Totally old school.
Hey, we need to go.
What? No way, it's early.
My mom wants me home. We have to go.
Go, but we just got here. And besides... in just a minute, I'll be in no shape for driving.
Whatever.
Hey, Macy, don't be like that.
Happy birthday.
My best friend. Nigel?
I walked down the street and I just heard footsteps.
Charlotte? Is that you?
I was kind of hoping it was one of my friends trying to sketch me out or something. Just felt this presence. I could just feel it behind me, and like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up.
Seventeen-year-old Macy Sherman senses that she's being followed.
I knew I felt something else with me.
Whoa! You okay? Mommy scared the crap out of me. Where's Nigel? I thought he was dropping you off.
No, he's still at the party.
Party. Thought you were going to the movies. Where were you?
It was after the show. We went to a party in the woods by the old water tower.
The water tower. What were you doing there? Macy, I don't want you hanging out any place near there.
Why?
Around the time that I was in high school, there was a teenager in town who fell off of a water tower. There was lots of different rumors going around about what had happened at the water tower, but nobody knew for sure because I said so.
My mom didn't want to talk about it, I think because she didn't want to scare me.
The following morning, Macy prepares for a typical busy day.
During high school, I was on a lot of sports teams. I hung out with my friends a lot. I wasn't sitting at home. We were always out doing something, whether it was hiking or going to the movies. We went to concerts. I was just brushing my hair and I saw the closet light was on. It was very weird because I never turn it on. The light from my room is on enough where I don't need to use the closet light.
Macy's boyfriend calls to check on her.
What do you want? No, you were being a jerk. I had to walk home by myself on my birthday. I gotta go. Okay, I'm late. Bye.
My eyes were off that brush for probably 20 seconds, and I came back and it was gone. I knew I put it on my dresser, and I looked for it everywhere and I couldn't find it.
Macy, let's go! You're gonna be late! Macy! I'm coming!
There's no explanation for this, so I was just like, whatever.
One night, Carrie's husband, Mike, works the late shift, leaving his wife in charge.
With Mike being gone so much, I was the one who always had to take care of the kids, take care of the house. And I started hearing somebody walking up and down the stairs. Hello? Somebody there? I thought somebody had come in the door, so I yelled out to see if anybody was there. Is somebody there? And nobody responded back to me. I looked up and down the stairs, looked in all the rooms, looked everywhere, and there was nobody in the house. I thought maybe I was just hearing something. There was a large mirror that sits in our foyer and just was resting up against the wall. What was weird is that it sounded like the mirror crashed and smashed into a million pieces, but it didn't.
After Carrie Sherman finds a fallen mirror still intact, strange events begin unfolding in her once peaceful household.
I started to notice more and more of hearing footsteps going up and down the stairs. Lights would go off by themselves. I was a little nervous, perplexed because of the weird things that were going on. The amount of times that it was happening was starting to increase.
Carrie is not the only member of the family who feels uneasy. Her daughter Macy has been sensing a presence in her room.
I was coming home from school to change for field hockey, and no one was home. My parents were both working. My sister was still at school.
Kelsey?
When I heard the laughter, I kind of did like a double take. And I was like, did I just hear that?
Stop screwing around.
Suddenly, Macy spots her missing hairbrush.
I was really shocked when I saw my hairbrush in the corner. It was just really strange to find it there. I really had no idea what was going on. I tried to ignore the feeling that there was something in the house that could have been a ghost. And I tried to say, oh no, like, you're just being scared, like, just stop.
For the next few days, Macy is on edge.
It was late one night, and I was coming home, and the lights were on the garage.
Hey, Dad?
My dad is a mechanic, but he also does a lot of things on the side, and so it's completely normal for him to be out in the garage.
Hey, Dad. Sorry I'm late. I was with Charlotte. I just didn't check the time.
I was like, Dad, like, hello, like, hi, I'm home.
I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed. Okay? Night.
I got no answer, and I was like, okay, like, whatever.
Hey, just in time to help me with the dishes.
I was very shocked that I saw him, and I started freaking out.
Are you messing with me? I swear, I just saw you in the garage.
And he was like, no, I've been up here.
I just fixed up a car a couple of hours ago, and then your mother put me to work here.
She goes, I swear, you were out there. You were working in the garage.
No, I was talking to you. You were there.
I really thought that was my dad. Like, I was very convinced it was my dad.
She was freaked out quite a bit.
There's no one here, Macy.
To me, that was like, okay, it's a little odd. She caught a sighting. There's nobody in there.
Look, I'm sure you thought you saw something. Or whatever it was. It wasn't me.
I saw something with my own two eyes, and I knew what I saw.
I was trying to rationalize it rather than, think it was something paranormal. I never kind of really believed in that.
Come on, bedtime.
Dad, there was someone in here.
I was almost in tears because I was so scared. Once it started registering in my head, it got more creepy. I really started to believe that there was something else, maybe not human, in our house.
I'm not crazy.
For weeks, Macy Sherman has felt an unsettling presence watching her every move.
Whatever was in the house was targeting me, and I don't know why, but that's exactly how I felt. I didn't want to talk about it because it was just an unreal experience. I felt very isolated and a little bit alone because I didn't want everyone to be like, you're crazy.
That weekend, with her father out of town and her mother working, Macy makes plans to stay at a friend's.
I'd never wanted to go home. Like, I would always stay out as late as I could. Like, I stayed away from the house as much as possible.
Where are you going? You're leaving again? Mom and Dad are gonna kill you. Mom and Dad aren't here. And I'm not staying in this house. You're never here anymore. It's not fair.
I was sad and kind of angry because she never wanted to be home.
Please don't leave me. Not by myself. Look, something's going on in this house. Something not right. Please, just don't tell Mom. Promise I'll text her.
I thought something was weird. I mean, I didn't really understand it, but I can tell my sister's freaked out. I had this old radio, and the radio started scrolling through the channels by itself. The music would just stop, and then another song would come on a different station, and then it would do it again.
Mom, is that you? Is anyone there? All of a sudden, I heard the piano play. I walked into the room, and the piano was playing by itself. I stopped in my tracks. I was so scared that I couldn't breathe. I was just in shock.
Nobody was in the room with us. It was just Kelsey and I, and we could see the keys playing. Stop it! We were mortified. We were shaking. She was crying. We didn't know what to do. It was very overwhelming for both of us.
It's okay.
And that was my defining moment where I knew that something was going on in our house and that it was more than any light going on and off, any footsteps in our house. There was really something.
The women of the house decide to call a meeting where Macy finally shares her side of the story.
And then one day I put my hairbrush down and
We talked about everything that's happened to us, and it all kind of came together.
I found it later in the back of my closet.
Because at first it was just me, and I didn't realize that, like, okay, well, it's not affecting the rest of my family, but now it is.
I thought it was Kelsey, but then when I actually went into the closet, there was no one there.
Kelsey, tell her what happened to you.
I was in my room listening to my radio, and all of a sudden it just changed channels to this weird music, and then I went downstairs and the piano was playing by itself.
I walked in and I saw it too.
We all kind of combined our stories and figured it out that there definitely was a spirit in our house.
But I've been hearing footsteps, and then the mirror fell off the wall.
The girls and I really started to get nervous and worried because we didn't know what to expect.
I'll be okay.
Mike wasn't home, so it was just us three that had to deal with whatever was going on at the house.
That night, Mike returns from his trip.
Hey, you're home.
Hi, babe. Yeah, we were able to wrap things up early. I'm glad I'm back.
Carrie decides to hold off on telling him what's been going on until the morning.
Come to bed. You're freezing. Get over here and warm up. I love you.
I love you too.
Carrie Sherman believes her house is haunted, but is trying to find the right time to tell her husband.
I was laying in bed, and Mike walked into the bedroom. I was really nervous to tell him what was going on in our house at that time.
I love you.
I love you too.
And when I rolled over, he was no longer there. Mike?
Hi, baby.
Mike?
Carrie called me. She's like, "Where are you?" I said, "We're already down in New Jersey."
New Jersey?
Are you okay? Carrie?
No, you were just here. You were in the room.
She was freaking out. She said, "I could swear you were in bed next to me."
Carrie, maybe it's just a bad dream. Carrie?
I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, hello?
You think of a ghost, you think of an apparition. You don't think of something tangible that you can feel. But I knew that I was not dreaming. There was somebody in the bed with me. I can't even describe how terrified I was.
Carrie, what's going on? Carrie?
After Mike comes home, Carrie describes how his family has been living in fear and tries to convince her husband they need help.
It's gonna be okay.
Mike, something's wrong with the house. There are things that are happening, things that we can't explain.
What are you talking about?
The piano played by itself. And Macy is afraid to go into her own room. And last night, something was in bed with me.
I told you, it was a nightmare. Don't be so dramatic.
I do believe in spirits and stuff, but I never thought of them as, ghosts going through your home, moving things, or, turning on light switches.
No, you're not listening. I'm terrified, and the girls are terrified. We need to get some help.
What do you want me to say, Carrie? That the house is haunted? That ghosts live here? Is that it? Come on, don't be ridiculous.
It was extremely frustrating because he's the man of the house. He should be the one that's taking care of this situation.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Don't worry. We'll fix this.
At that point, Mike was accepting to having somebody come into our house and see what was going on.
After enduring strange occurrences for months, the Shermans reach out to professionals.
The name of the paranormal group is Ghosts of New England Research Society, GONERS for short. And our mission is to help people who are troubled by paranormal activity in their lives.
Come on.
We're going to be going through your house room by room to see if we can pick up any sense of paranormal activity.
We were finally going to get answers to the questions that we had been experiencing all along. Were we, really seeing this? Was this really happening in our house?
Kurt?
The psychic medium's sixth sense leads her to Macy's room.
I immediately felt that pair of eyes on me, and so I thought to myself, okay, now I've got to find it, because it's going to be a game of hide and go seek all night long. And it's going to either show itself immediately, or it's going to hide.
We are here in the Sherman House in Campbell, Connecticut. It is 3:38 p.m. and Karen has sensed something in Macy's room.
Karen senses that the spirit has a special connection with Macy.
Since it's latched onto Macy, why don't we have her talk to it?
My impression was that whomever or whatever it was enamored with her.
What would I even say?
Just ask a question.
Are you the one that keeps turning the light on in my closet?
Yes.
And you could hear it as easily as you and I talking.
Who are you?
I said to him, who are you? What do you want? And I heard, I'm Sean. So I said, okay, Sean, what do you want to say to us? Because clearly you want to be heard.
Suddenly, Karen has a vision. Through her eyes, Sean recounts the story of what happened to him and another boy at the local water tower nearly 25 years ago.
Dude, come on. Don't be such a little baby.
I don't know, man. I don't want to get in trouble.
Live a little. You've never seen Campbell till you've seen the view from up here. Pretty great, right?
Do you come up here a lot?
I'll bring a girl or two.
It's a long way down.
Come on, let's get out of here.
I won't. Hold on.
Who are you?
Psychic medium Karen Hollis has made contact with the ghost haunting the Sherman house. Through a vision, Sean describes the tragedy that took place at the local water tower years ago.
It's a long way down.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Don't let me go.
I won't. Hold on.
What's going on?
Karen, what did you see?
I saw a boy.
What I saw was a body falling off of the water tower.
I remember that. When we were in high school.
Carrie recalls the moment she found out the boy fell to his death.
I grew up with him. He was a couple of years younger than me. I mean, I saw him around the school and everything. Everybody was so shocked that his life ended in such a tragic way.
But there's more to Sean's story.
What else do you want to show me?
I then asked Sean in my mind's eye, all right, Sean, so tell me what happened to you.
After his friend died, Sean was racked with guilt for convincing him to climb the water tower in the first place and fell into a depression.
He showed me a scene of him sitting in this car that he was just weeping, just tears of desperation.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I never should have made you go up there. I'm sorry.
He then just showed me blackness, just dark.
In that moment, Karen knows that Sean has passed away, but it isn't clear whether or not it was accidental or intentional.
I knew that he had died tragically, but I didn't know, like, why or exactly what happened to him.
Karen gathers the group to discuss her theories. After Sean and his friend died, Sean's guilt prevented him from resting in peace.
He was bound here by the tragedy that came about. He was just devastated about what had happened at the water tower.
The investigators believe that Sean mistook Macy for her mother, whom he remembered from high school.
Macy, we believe the night that you went to the water tower is the night that Sean followed you home.
It's all started to make sense to me then. And I started to think I look a lot like my mom did in high school.
But why did Sean sometimes appear as Mike? Karen explains that because ghosts are pure energy, they can shape-shift, taking on different personalities, voices, and even the human form.
They want to feel that human touch again, the way that they used to when they were alive.
But he doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't even want to scare you. It's as if he wants to be part of the family.
I do believe Sean misses his life here on Earth, and I do believe that he meant no harm in the end.
So what do we do now?
Well, there are a couple of options. But in a case like this, I'd say just learn to live with it.
The best recommendation I made to the Sherman family was to coexist with it.
When I asked him, do you intend to leave? The feeling that I got from him was just, I'm here for now. You can't make a spirit go anywhere. I don't believe that you can force something if it has a purpose here. And I think that once Sean gets his fill of being part of that family, he'll cross over like any other spirit would.
While things have quieted down at the Sherman house, unusual events continue to occur. But the family has made peace with Sean.
We hear something, a light switch go on, we just accept it, and it's just part of us. We live with it every day.
It's different than a normal lifestyle, knowing that there's something there, but I think that it's good that he finds comfort in our home.
My experience with the paranormal is that there are good spirits that just want their stories told. There are bad spirits that just want their stories told. But we were fortunate enough to be the family that had a good spirit.
I do feel more comfortable in my house. I've made amends with Sean. He hasn't bothered us as much now that I think we know. And I think that's all he wanted.